Hi there, my name is Shegun Adedigbe and I welcome you to this video titled Elements of Entrepreneurial Success. Now, if you read a book or you listen to a podcast, you Google the internet and make a lot of findings around factors for being a successful entrepreneur, how should I be a successful entrepreneur, and all of that, you will see tons and tons of opinions, right? Recommendations and answers and books and all of that. Examples include be disciplined. You tell people you've got to be a disciplined entrepreneur. They tell you have a vision, be relentlessly committed, be incredibly motivated, be creative, have out-of-the-box ideas, be persuasive. You must be able to persuade the customer. All of these are nice, right? And in addition, or for me, the most critical of the elements are as follows. Number one, you need to make sales. If you are not making sales, you are out of business. Number two, you need to be credible. And number three, you need to leverage on your personal edge. Now, talking about sales, who are you selling to? You can only be a successful entrepreneur if your product or service sells. When you get an inquiry online or offline, how do you respond? When you call the client, you are the salesperson. But when the client calls you, you are the solution provider. You are the expert. You are the go-to person, the partner in progress. As much as possible, get the clients to call you. I close more deals when clients call me than when I call them. Now, looking at the target market, I have here on the slide 7 various factors that helps in your target market. Starting with the product or solution, is it a complete solution or a point product or service? Number 2, size of organization. Is there a specific size in terms of revenue, in terms of employees or assets of the organization that is being targeted? Number 3, average selling price and the sales cycle. Some products or service, their cycle is 1 year, some 1 month, some half a year. So it really depends what your target market is. Number 4, technology adoption. Is this market suitable for early adopters or mature markets? Number 5, distribution. How will the product or service be distributed? Is it going to be directly? Is it going to be online? Or is it going to be through the channel? Number 6, the buying process. Is this sale going to involve a lot of parties like the procurement team, the approver, the influencer, the user? And lastly, the industry. Is there a specific industry or industries suited for your offering? Every entrepreneur is successful because of revenue and profits. To stay in business, you must sell. And that's why I always advise the proponent of a business or a service has to be a salesperson. It's not just about technical skills, it's also about the sales skills and business management skills. There are a lot of experts, but of what use is an unknown expert. And of course, your ability will never compensate for visibility. If you cannot sell your product or service to me in a minute or two, then you don't have confidence in your product. Most of my biggest deals were closed in a 4-minute speech. In fact, the overall biggest, if I remember, was closed in 2 minutes. So you must sell, non-negotiable, or else you'll be out of business. Number 2 element is credibility. This is one of your greatest assets as an entrepreneur. Without credibility, everything you say or do becomes questionable. Credibility is having people find you trustworthy and believable. Now, there are 4 types of credibility, right? The first one is the presumed credibility. The second one is the earned credibility. The third one is the reputed credibility. And the fourth one is you as a credible person. Now, talking about the presumed credibility, if you're going for a technology seminar or let's say a business seminar, and you see the names of keynote speakers, you already presume that these keynote speakers are giants in the industry. They know their onions, they know what they're going to say, and they're going to deliver. You presume, right? Clients have a little trust when they see your product or service over the internet or physically, and make a presumption that your offering will meet their needs. So it's just a presumption. They've not experienced it, right? Just like the keynote speaker, you've just seen the name. You've not experienced him or her. You've not heard him or her speak. So you kind of give some presumption, so presumed credibility. And you presume you're going to have a fantastic speech. Just like the client is going to say, well, if I take a gamble on this product, I'm sure it's going to meet my need. Credibility is one of your greatest assets as an entrepreneur. Second one is the earned credibility. This is the credibility you gain by experiencing a product. It's the credibility that is gained when a customer comes in contact with your product or service. This is the credibility that makes that client tells others how amazing your product or service is. So they come in contact with you, they have an experience of you, and they say, wow, this is a good product. By that time, you have earned the credibility. By that time, they are recommending you to another person. And you can say you have a customer on your side. In fact, the next time, you wouldn't need to call them. They will call you for your service. The third one is reputed credibility. Now, this is the credibility you gain when a highly reputed person places a commendation or thumbs up on you or on your product or service. Now, I learned about this from someone who I respect a lot, and he gave a very simple story around reputed credibility. The story of a lawyer who was struggling, a young lawyer who was struggling in his law firm. And there was a particular day he went to meet a reputed lawyer, known, in the community, and complained and said, I'm having challenges, people are not coming to my law firm. I'm not having cases to address. I'm losing it. And the reputed lawyer took him on a walk. And at the end of the day, he told him, you can go home. And the younger lawyer was wondering, I wanted you to tell me some stuff. I wanted you to tell me what I need to do. Give me 5 steps, tell me 10 things I need to do so that I can be better at my business. The very next day, people started patronizing the young lawyer. Why? Because when the reputed lawyer took him on a walk, they gave an impression to the people who saw them, and they felt, if this man can walk with this young lawyer, it means he must be someone that can take our cases. So a reputed lawyer placed his recommendation on the younger lawyer. Reputed credibility is where someone who is a giant in the industry, who is a captain in the industry, places a thumbs up on your product or service. So I talked about sales, I talked about credibility, and now your personal edge. Now, what's your personal edge? Your personal edge is what sets you apart as a successful entrepreneur. Successful entrepreneurs are not the smartest. They necessarily do not work 100 times over more than you. They simply know the rules of business and making money. If you know there are privileged investments out there, giving people higher returns on investments, would you not take it over a publicly advertised investment that has a lower return on investment? You will. So, what's the value of your knowledge? So one of your personal edge is your knowledge. What is the value of your knowledge or of your business in the industry you play? The second under your personal edge is your people. Your people, not your office location, not the furniture, not the brand, not the product, but your people are your greatest assets. They are the reason why you are in business. They look for and sell to the customer. They give them good customer service, ensure your business is in operation and so on. Of what use is it if your receptionist cannot treat inquiries online right? Of what use is it if your receptionist offends every phone caller? A state-of-the-art service company is useless if your receptionist does not answer the phone properly, and if she upsets every customer who is on the call. So your people are also your personal edge. The third one is your marketing. Your marketing is also a personal edge. The reason great marketing will give you a sustainable business competition or give you a sustainable competitive advantage is because it is an aspect of your business that your competitors cannot just copy. Your marketing. And lastly, your system. Your system is also your personal edge. This is the leverage you put in place to allow people run your business so you can have free time to build the business and be more strategic rather than being operational. Systems move you from being paid for your labor to being paid for your ideas. You can step back and let your system, which you have built, to run the business. That's how you become a successful entrepreneur. Most entrepreneurs make the mistake of working in the business instead of working on the business. So never do anything you feel you can pay someone, a little amount to get to do, while you have some freer times for yourself and engage in a highly skilled work in developing and refining your system. I conclude by telling you, there are 3 workbooks, right? A workbook on sales below this video, a workbook on credibility, and a workbook on personal edge. Please download these workbooks, work on them, carry out the exercises, and then you can ensure that you are on the way to having a successful business venture. These are 3 key elements of entrepreneurial success. And on this note, I would like to conclude this session with a quote that says, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." Thank you.